And yeah, I'm probably about to finish reading Hawkeye, Matt Fractions right now.
Me too. Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't, bro. That's objectively the best comic book. I'm not joking. That's the best comic book I've ever read, and I read an unhealthy amount of comics. So yeah,
I
to
was
say,
thinking, and it's still one of the best comics in terms of American comics that I've ever read.
yeah.
So let's see.
Like there's an entire issue they do in ASL, and I was like, dude, what? Like it's oh my god, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, there are a few more things though, real quick with Future State. I'm gonna get into Dark Detective last, but you mentioned you saw a video for the next Batman. Was it the variant comics?
I saw it for both Dark Detective and Next Batman.
Did you watch the variant comics video, or was it somebody else?
I think I watched Comic Story for both of them.
Did he talk about the stuff that happened after the issue, like the side stories in the issue?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so at the end of the next Batman, there is a Batman of the Outsiders Future State mini story. That one is really interesting actually, because like if you've been keeping up with current Batman of the Outsiders, a lot of the Outsiders characters are in it. Luke Fox, there's something really weird going on with Luke Fox that I don't like. It's like they're making him, and this is the thing, because actually Valiant Comic, no, not Valiant Comics, Valiant's an actual company, Variant Comics. They actually, Aaron Quinones or whatever his name is, actually made a really good point that DC should not have spoiled who the next Batman is, because in the next Batman issue, they're trying to make you think that it's Luke Fox, and they're doing a very good job of it.
I'm pretty sure the writer didn't plan for it to be spoiled.
I know for a fact they didn't plan for it to be spoiled. They're not. They don't mention him by name in Justice League. They don't show his face in Justice League.
In his first video, and his video of the next Batman, because he kept mistakenly saying, and he actually thought himself, because he kept saying it, that it was Luke Fox, despite the fact that basically whenever he read an article saying that Tim Fox was Batman, he automatically just put Luke in place of Tim every time he read an article. So when he was summarizing the comic, he kept saying Luke over and over again the entire video. And it wasn't until he did Dark Detective that he corrected himself and was like, I meant Tim. I kept saying Luke.
Yeah, no, because they shouldn't have spoiled it, because they do a really good job of making you think that it's Luke Fox. And in all the other DC Future State titles, because he's in, they're doing side stories in a lot of these. He's in a side story with Grifter, which is actually really funny because I haven't read Grifter in a lot, but I do like Grifter as a character. He's actually really cool. There's a Grifter side story in Robin Eternal, and if they actually stuck with Luke Fox being Batman, I may excuse this, but now that I know it's not Luke Fox, they're making him really incompetent, like severely incompetent. Luke.
Okay.
They're making Luke really incompetent. Like in the Grifter side story, he gets caught in He gets caught in crossfire. He gets knocked out in one hit. He gets kidnapped by the magistrate. He's just caught lacking like every single time, like every opportunity. He's just caught lacking. I'm like, that's not the Luke Fox I know. The Luke Fox I know would not be falling for any of this, but he does, and I'm just like. And again, if they kept it a secret and that he was really Batman, I could reasonably be like, okay, maybe he's just like acting like incompetent so you can like get into the magistrate and everything. But no, that's not what they're doing at all. He's just like really incompetent, and I'm like, why?
That's wild.
But like, yeah. So in the Batman of the Outsiders, Katana is basically Duke. I almost said Dick Grayson. Duke Thomas is who's the Signal. He's trying to get basically everybody that wants to get out of Gotham. He's trying to get them out of Gotham, and so he's the number one most wanted from the magistrate. And so they're trying to take him, arrest him, probably kill him at some point, like probably execute him. But they're trying to catch him, and they keep failing because Duke is just the best. And so he's like getting people out of Gotham because the magistrate has no jurisdiction over the bridge, like over this over one of Gotham's bridges. They have no jurisdiction over there. And so Duke is getting everybody out of Gotham. And then it was really cool because they were like, two magistrate soldiers kept like running over, and they were like, wait, you don't have jurisdiction over there. And he's like, nah, screw jurisdiction. That's our #1 most wanted. He stepped like 1 foot over, and Katana in like a samurai Iron Man mech suit like swung down and started fighting. I was like, yo, that was awesome.
Is she like guarding the bridge?
But
is she like guarding the bridge? Why did she attack him so fast?
No, she found Duke because he's part of the Outsiders group, of course, and like the Outsiders are super close, like really, like basically like family. And so like she was on her way to go fight Caliber, who, spoiler alert for Batman and the Outsiders, was one of the Outsiders but wound up betraying the team. And so she was on her way to go look out for Caliber, but she saw Duke like driving over the bridge. And I don't remember what she said, but she dropped like a really cool one-liner when he was like, nah, she was like, this is our jurisdiction or something like that. And oh my god, it was super cool. And so she goes, and Maseo, who's the soul of her husband, her soul takes the soul of whoever it kills. The soul of her husband is actually speaking to her in the sword this time. And so she goes down, she fights Caliber, because Caliber is also working for the magistrate. She fights Caliber, and a bunch of magistrate guards. What'd you say?
There's Metamorpho in there?
No, not yet. There's supposed to be another issue. I think like a second issue with Batman and the Outsider stuff in it. But she goes, she fights Caliber, she fights the guards, and they are making an escape because like a giant like thing of lightning comes down. And so it turns out Black Lightning at some point before Future State got turned into actual lightning.
That's interesting.
But it's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds dumb, but it's actually kind of cool.
Like Electro, and he's just turning into electricity.
He's basically like Electro. Like I was gonna say Dr. Manhattan, I forgot Electro existed. He's basically like Electro, but like way more powerful because he's like all the lightning at once.
He's just
and
so in my brain, I'm imagining him just as he travels around, he just comes in like a thunderstorm everywhere he goes, and it's just dark.
That's exactly what happens because it starts raining and everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was super cool. I was like, yo, that was actually really cool to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's what's happening there. And then apparently a bunch of Batman's villains are all working for the good guys now, and there are the Arkham Knights. And so they're a group of like knights, basically. It's Atomic Skull. Actually, that's a Marvel character. Whatever the DC version of Atomic Skull is, I don't remember his name. Two-Face.
I know what you're talking about. I'm also imagining him. I know what he looks like in my head. He has like green fire.
And he's a skull in his face and everything.
I don't know his name. It might be Atomic Skull. You might be right.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Atomic Skull is Marvel. Let me look that up real quick. But it's Lady Arkham is the leader. Hold up. Atomic Skull.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is Atomic Skull.
Yeah, it's Atomic Skull. I just looked it up too.
Okay, so yeah, then it's Atomic Skull, Clayface, Victor Zsasz, Killer Croc, Lady Arkham is their leader, and Two-Face is her like top lieutenant. And so they are fighting against the magistrate out of Wayne Manor, I think. Like they're using Wayne Manor as their headquarters. And so that's really cool. Like it's like the villains, the heroes, they're all uniting against the magistrate to fight the magistrate. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, then there's Dark Detective. And it turns out Jason Todd betrayed the Bat family, which I'm not really surprised.
Here's the thing. I was assuming that the entire time. I was like, I bet it was Jason Todd.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Like, anytime they need like a Bat family supervillain, they always go to Jason Todd, which I don't really like because it's like
it keeps him from progressing by just keep reverting.
That's what I'm saying. Like either permanently keep him as a villain or let his character progress. Like I don't do one or the other. You can't have the best of both worlds. Like that doesn't no.
They keep going back and forth with his character, and I hate it because I like him. He's an interesting character.
I liked him as a villain. I liked him as a villain a lot more than I liked him as a hero. But as a hero, he was palatable in the New 52 because he wasn't in Gotham. He was part of the Bat family whenever they needed him, but he was still very much so a killer. He was an outlaw. He was part of the Red and the Outlaws for a reason, and I liked that because I was like that. Also, I'm fine with that.
I think a lot of people did like it, but a lot of people also didn't like it. But when he had that costume change in the middle of Rebirth, we had like an actual hood, and he had like a bot.
Oh, I hated that. I don't hate the costume so much. I really don't hate the costume. I just think it's a downgrade from his actual Red Hood costume. I much prefer his actual Red Hood costume.
I liked it. I liked the way it looked. I think it looked.
I don't. Because, I mean, in my opinion, it's a lot less... it's a lot less. What's the word I'm looking for? Not realistic. It's a lot less.
I mean, come on.
I mean, like that's the thing though. He's supposed to be like the realistic one out of them, where he's like fully armored, using guns. He even has a helmet, like that. He's supposed to be like the more militaristic version of the Batman. That just feels like that should have been his costume before he got the Red Hood costume. Because I'm like, it seems like he's trying to go more like. I'm trying to think of the word. I don't remember the word.
Well, let's just talk about Dark Detectives.
Yes. Okay. So we find out Jason Todd betrayed the Bat family. We find out the magistrate thinks they killed Batman. We find out that Bruce Wayne. Nobody knows where Bruce Wayne is, like at all. Nobody knows where he is. But there are like a couple people who think he overdosed on drugs and stuff like that. But basically now he's on the run as Dark Detective away from the magistrate. We don't learn a lot about that in this. We just learn that he is on the run, and that the magistrate think that he's dead. But I'm really enjoying Dr. Detective so far. I really like his costume. It's like one of my favorite Batman costumes so far. Like I really like that. It's really cool.
Future State has been interesting so far. I've been liking it.
Yeah, I love it.
Something that just popped in my mind, and and like naturally it was in my mind the whole time. But we talk about it all the time, and call me a social justice warrior all people want. But like, it's very diverse, and I love it.
Oh yeah, it's super very diverse.
It's super
very diverse. It is very diverse.
Got a Brazilian Wonder Woman, a Black Batman, a Black Green Lantern, even though we had one before, but one that isn't. Well, actually, she was military. Never mind. But we had a female, a woman, Aqua woman, and we have a non-binary Flash. So, yeah, it's cool.
And that actually reminds me, the Flash is probably both the new Flash in the Justice League series and the Flash series for Future State. I'm not really a fan of either of those, mainly because it's like, I see reasons why the other characters replace the characters that they did for like the legacy characters, but like it's just like the whole Flash side of that is slightly irritating to me because they're making Wally a villain again.
Yeah, I hate
They're
it.
depowering the whole Flash family. They're like that.
I hate
the
it.
Flash side of DC Future State, in my opinion, is probably the only part I really don't like. Robin Eternal excluded.
Yeah, I hate when they keep doing that. They keep making Wally like a villain for whatever reason, and I'm just like, stop it.
Yeah, no, like leave him alone.
You talked about it before when you were making your you said your Justice League and like 3 reserves and how Wally would be the hope and light of the team.
Yeah, because that's what he's supposed to be, and they take that away. Like
Wally, this dark character that becomes a villain and goes against everyone, and I'm like, please stop.
Yeah, just stop. Just quit it. Just quit it.